Hello, Pharmacist Keith Abel here. Welcome to today's episode of Prosperity RX Podcast, where I share with you your prescription for prosperity. On today's podcast, I want to talk to you about the pendulum. That's what goes on inside your brain as you embark on the financial peace and prosperity journey. Once you've got an understanding of what's going on in the 6 inches between your ears, then you've got a better chance of recognizing how your thoughts affect your success. And you'll be better equipped with ways that change what Zig Zigglar refers to as the stinking thinking. You'll be able to stop the stinking thinking and get yourself back on track for success. Welcome to the Prosperity RX Podcast. This is Pharmacist Keith Abel with your prescription for prosperity. This is a podcast where I give you hope. I show you the path toward building a life of peace and prosperity, to build a life that you don't need a vacation from. If you're willing to own up to it, to accept that you do have the power to change your circumstances, and that you're willing to do what it takes, then this podcast is for you. You truly can change your life and start on the true path toward financial peace and prosperity. W. Clement Stone, in his book, The Success System That Never Fails, said, "If you cannot save money, the seed of success is not in you." So let's get on with the show. In your brain, there's this pendulum that's swinging back and forth. When you start this journey, you've got these attitudes and opinions and beliefs. Now, all of us, we've got opinions about everything. We've got opinions about things we don't even need to have opinions on. We've got attitudes which are much stronger, strong feelings about things. And then we have beliefs. We're made up of opinions, attitudes, and beliefs. Well, when you start on this journey, you usually have a neutral or even a negative opinion. What happens in our mind is we get a little bit of information. Maybe we go to Financial Peace University class, or we see a video podcast or a webinar by Dave Ramsey or one of his associates, and our opinion changed to somewhat positive. And when that opinion changed from neutral or negative to positive, then we say, what's the worst thing that can happen? What's my risks? What's my rewards? I'm doing this. That's what happens. Then we go into the world and somebody says, you can't live without credits. You'll never buy a home or car. How can you live without a credit card? And then what happens to that opinion? It swings again. And this time it swings back to the negative. Then we hear callers give their debt-free scream on Dave Ramsey's radio show. And they're all fired up. And then our pendulum swings back to the excited side. Then you get on Facebook and you see all the posts from your so-called friends about their exotic vacations and the luxury car or that boat that they bought, while you're on that beans and rice diet, getting yourself out of debt. And then your pendulum swings back to the negative side. This thing swings daily in the beginning. Your pendulum's going to swing. It's normal. Sometimes we think we're going crazy because we're up and down and back and forth on our opinions and our belief as to whether we can do this. Because we're all made up of opinions, attitudes, and beliefs. You just hang in there. And eventually your opinion is going to become an attitude. And it's a little bit stronger. Then over time, that attitude about financial peace and prosperity becomes a belief. And you believe that you really can achieve it. That's anything we do in life. Not just the financial peace journey, but in business as well. We get involved in whatever we do, or we make a commitment to like our New Year's resolutions and so forth. And then we don't like this swinging back and forth in our minds, of something's wrong, I can do it, it's impossible to do, and it just swings back and forth. And sometimes we're excited, and sometimes we just want to puke. And it's that way, for all people, really. Most people can't get through something like financial peace or some other journey that they've committed to, because this pendulum, weight loss is another good one, because this pendulum just keeps swinging back and forth and they don't understand what's really going on in their mind. You know, listen to my podcasts or watch my video blogs. Catch Dave Ramsey or one of his team members on the radio or over the internet, or plug into their blog, their podcasts. Stay plugged into folks that are on that same journey as you, folks that have gone there before, and it's going to calm that pendulum down for you. We all go through it, folks. So you've got to understand your pendulum's going to swing, but if you continue and you stay on the right track, it's going to get to a point where it just doesn't swing as bad. And eventually, it just doesn't swing anymore. Stay plugged in. And when you get to a point, it just doesn't matter anymore. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you found it beneficial, please like and share it. Please subscribe to the podcast so you get my future episodes. You can find out more by going to my website, prosperityrx.com. prosperityrx.com. You can see the show notes and get additional information, find out about past episodes. If you want to get the audio podcast version of this, then use your favorite podcast platform and subscribe to Prosperity RX. You can find us on iTunes, on Google Play, Anchor, many other podcast platforms. So just subscribe there as well. And thanks again. I'll look forward to seeing you on the next episode.